Hello, and welcome to a new vlog, the second vlog for October 2025. I was about to say 2026. I just wrapped up my last one. My haul from that last one is still behind me because I'm sitting in the same place. It is Sunday today. I am about to go and edit the Twilight vlog, which is obviously up before this. But I'm just here to tell you about the things I'm currently reading. That is for this vlog, because obviously I'm doing another bigger vlog on the side. But I did start yesterday, Jade City by Fana Lee. This is a reread, third time reading this, and I'm been reading this with Erica. We are reading it together, and it's her first time, and it's so great. So this one is set on Kekon, which is a land where jade grows, and jade is like a magical stone. It gives you enhanced abilities, and the clans control the jade, and they are like, you need a certain blood, Kekon blood, to be able to use it without going jade mad. But the rest of the world wants to use this source to fight the wars, etc. You can take this drug to be able to use the jade without having the right blood to use it. And then we have these different clans and politics in the clans and how it works. You follow the Call family who controls one of the clans. And it is just so good. So good. I love it so much. We are not like halfway yet, but we are listening to it. And I will mention it again either when we finish it or like an update, etc. But it is definitely like one that I'm currently reading. I think we're definitely going to listen more today, because the last 2 days, Friday and Saturday, we have been playing on Switch and listening to audio. And then we finished like, this is our 4th audio in like those days. So we should see if we do the same today, but I need to edit. And then I'm going to have sprints with patrons later, but I can listen and play Switch in the sprints. So it all depends, but I should do some other reading as well. This book I'm not currently reading, it's just lying here. The other book I'm currently reading is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. And this one is about to read in Patreon. We are reading this together, reading like one part a day. And this one follows this dude that writes about how he was a teenage slasher. I can't say teenage slasher right off one another. I'm struggling. And then it's like 17 years later, so it's telling it back as it happened and like how he became to be this. So far, they were at a party and then people started dying for reasons. And I'm now starting to see how it all plays out. So I'm not loving it, but I'm not hating it either. It's using underlines instead of like cursive or italic or whatever it's called, because he said that it doesn't have cursive on his writing machine, but it annoys me a bit, the underlining. I don't hate it, but the tone of the writing, it doesn't flow as nice I would like it to. It's a bit like staggered, but I am always intrigued to see how it will play out. So we are some percentage into that, and I will read a part every day, but I will definitely, I think, finish it in this vlog. So it's here. Then for another reading I'm doing on the side, we do have Markens Grøde by Knut Hamsun. Knut Hamsun is a Norwegian author that is dead now. And this is like, it has an English title. It's like The Soil something, but I can't remember it. I'm gonna check. I am soon done with it. I've took my bookmark out, but such is life. But I'm doing this with co-workers because we are doing this book club thing and I wanted to join. The English title is Growth of the Soil. And it's like Norwegian, like farmers, and there's drama. And it's honestly, for me, it was really boring and I'm not enjoying myself. But I had to read that big chunk at once because I joined late. And then I will finish it. Like, we need to finish it to Friday, so I need to read it on Thursday or something. The book I'm currently reading. And we are next reading Frankenstein, which I have read before when I went to school. And I did enjoy it. So I am more excited to reread that. Like, much rather read Frankenstein, because obviously Frankenstein is a really cool story. Even though it is a bit of hard of writing compared to like other things I read, I guess. But it would be interesting to reread it. So I'm excited to read that as well. So that is all the books I'm currently reading. And now I'm gonna go and edit and eat. And she'll see me later. Hello, it is much later. I'm about to go to bed. I ended up not listening to audio and playing Switch like I said I was earlier, because I just realized I needed to finish books to next Tuesday, format on the vlog, because stuff is happening then, so that is why. So I just really got my shit together and I read like 3 books and a manga instead and started another one. So the manga I read, which will be in this vlog, is Marshall Volume 7, where we have this dude that fights magic with his muscles, which is why it's called Magic and Muscles. And it's literally just fights. It's not my favorite to read, but I will like finish it, etc. as I finish everything. And then we will see if And when I ever have to unhaul manga, this might be it, unless the ending and the way it develops is really good. But like, I like it okay, but it's not amazing. But I will keep reading it, and I don't really know more to say. But I have never read One Punch Man, but I imagine this is how One Punch Man is. But that might offend the One Punch Man fans. So when I read One Punch Man, I won't be able to compare, but I know that he goes around punching people and it's very strong. So is that similar to this? If you read it, let me know down below. But I'm not like loving this because like I feel like the tests and the character don't really have any substance for me to care for that much. The first one, we did get like some character for a main character, but the rest has just been very like flat. So that is why I'm not loving it. And then after reading my 3 other books for my other main vlog that I've been doing for ages and now shall be done within the next week, I did also start Shadow Kiss by Rachel Mead. This is obviously for my Vampire Academy / Bloodlines read-along, which I am hosting, and the live show is on Saturday, and today is, as I said, Sunday, so I need to read before then. Obviously I could have started this later in the week, but as I now need to try hard for that other vlog, I know that I don't have as good time to Saturday as I would like. So I did just start this today. My goal was 100 pages before going to bed, and I read to 115 because that is where the chapter ended. And it's like 443, I think. So like I'm 1/4 in, which is kind of nice. And then if I can read like 100 a day, this will be finished on Thursday, maybe. And then like I can use like Friday, Saturday before the live to read the next one, but we will see because I might be able to finish this before. But this follows Rose Hathaway, who is a Dalfair, who is half human, half vampire. Dalfair protects the Moroi, who is full vampires, and then there is the Strigoi, which is like the vampires that live off human blood and like kills them, while the Moroi don't, but they have magic and are not immortal, and the Strigoi are immortal, but they don't have magic. It's a whole thing, and then that's why they needed Dalfairs to protect them against the Moroi. And then we have like them going to Vampire Academy with the Dalfairs and the Moroi, who are the nice guys, and we have Rose Hathaway, who has a special bond with one of the Morois, and then it's her going to school and drama and romance and drama. And it has also one of my favorite characters of all time, Adrian, who I love so much. And it's actually like, while it is like a bit over the top drama and it is like a very YA book, it is also so much fun. I thought, and I was a bit scared as when we started this read along, that I wouldn't enjoy it as much as the first time I read it, but I can honestly say I've been enjoying it so much. And now that I'm reading a lot of things that have not been as fun for this other vlog, it is just such a nice fresh breath of air to read this now. And like the 150 pages I just read were a blast. I love how it's setting up, even though there's a lot of repeat of like certain world building, we do get to repeat all of the things a lot, like what is it offer, what is a Strigoi, what kind of magic they have, etc. I get that, like if you have a long space between each book, I get it, but still it can be a bit like tedious to read it over and over. But at the same time, we get the world building very heavily fed to us, so there's that. I am having a blast with it, and I will obviously update to when I have more to say, but I'm reading that and then the next one obviously to Saturday or whatever. But that is the reading I had for this. Obviously, as I said, my main reading is for my other vlog, which at this point might even be out before this vlog, so we shall see, because I kind of gave myself a deadline, and I do think it's a bit stressful, but I also think it's good for me because, as we know, at that deadline it would have been 2 months for this other vlog, so I think that is good for me. Now I need to go to bed and we need to start another working week, and we will see what happens next, so see you later. Hopefully books will come, so we have some unboxings. Yay. Hello, it is later the next day and I'm so cold, so I put this on, and I don't have too many updates for you here because now I'm trying so hard in my other vlog, as I said yesterday. But I did read another manga because I read yet another 3 books for my other vlog, which means I can read another manga. The next one up was Bingo Stray Dogs. This is volume 25, and the last one ended in a huge cliffhanger, so it was really nice, even though I knew that it was going to be fine. It was really nice to have it confirmed, and I am glad. So it was actually a really fun volume because you had like a twist upon the twist, and it's really great. So this one follows these armed detective agency, and they all have different abilities, and the abilities are based on like different known authors. So like we have, for example, like Moby Dick, and he has like a Moby Dick power, for example. Actually, his name is obviously not Moby Dick, but like his power is called Moby Dick, etc. We have other known authors, and it's really interesting. And the fight is like mafia, but right now they're fighting kind of other people. It's a whole thing. We have been in this kind of storyline for a while now, but I am enjoying it. But like now that I caught up, there's like 1 volume a year, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. So it's like a really slow progress, but it is one of my favorites. I am excited to continue. This chair is very creaky. It's a creaky chair. But yeah, I don't have any unboxes or anything. There was supposed to come some packages almost a week ago now, and then they were like delivered wrong, and then they have not arrived yet, so I'm just waiting. So maybe they will come tomorrow, who knows? And then I haven't filmed anything because I haven't been doing anything except reading, so see you later. It is next day, even though we are exactly the same place, almost looking exactly the same. I just showered up, but there's that. So this just became like the manga or comic vlog right now, but that is just how it is when I read so much water things. But I am soon finishing off things for this one as well. We'll finish the classic I talked about tomorrow, soon done with Manga Academy, etc. But I did read another comic today, this time a comic, not a manga, which is The Night Eaters Book 3, Their Kingdom Come. This is the final one in the trilogy. This basically follows a family that is not completely human. And the first one is them realizing that. I like the first one the most because that's when we realize stuff and it's more like a horror, like kind of mystery. And this one become very like focused on the whole world in a way. And I did think it was interesting. I just like didn't love it as much, but I did think the message is nice and art is gorgeous. It actually is very, obviously, since it is the same author and artist from Monsters, just like some of the characters looked so similar to that. But I overall enjoyed like the trilogy a lot. I would definitely reread them again in the future. I think it had some beautiful scenes and a lot about like a monstrous family, and overall did enjoy it. So yeah, I am not mad about reading it at all. Obviously picked it up because I love Monstrous, and then wanted to read other series by the author, and I found out there's like a horror thing. Like, just look at the cover. It's absolutely gorgeous art. So I did have a good time with it, and overall, like, I just like overall didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. You know what I mean? So I don't have anything else, and I don't have any B-roll for you because I haven't been doing anything. I only like I come home from work and I just sit and read all day for the other vlog to finish that on Friday, which I do think I am on the trajectory to do. So yeah, I'm just like very busy with that right now. So still have a few reading updates for you here though. But I guess we will see what happens because tomorrow I am finishing other things. But then it's like, let's update this once before I go to bed. And I am going to bed in an hour, so there's that. Yay. Okay, hello. So yesterday I did finish a bunch of things. I finished Makkens Grøde, which we are going to discuss tomorrow, if I believe correctly. So this is like the end. I read the last chunk. I'm going to deliver it back to my friend today. I didn't love it. It was not for me. It was like about farmers, and like there was drama between these farmers and like the villagers, etc. And I just like didn't care for a single thing. I think especially to struggle with the own language, but it was also just general, just very boring for me. It's just not a book for me at all. I think some of the others, as the impression I got, thought it was more fun than I did and like liked the interactions, etc. But they had stopped in between to talk about the different parts, while I never got to do that because I joined like in the second to last meeting. And I'm not necessarily saying that the book is bad. I just don't think it's a book for me. But I got to read it and have that experience. But I have read other books by Hamsun before, I do believe. But I did not enjoy this one. But I did read it, so yay for me. And then I read one comic and one graphic novel yesterday, because life. So I read To Your Eternity 13. This one follows an orb that can turn into people that has died around this orb. And then we actually tell a story over a long time. And then in this one, I think it had a bigger shift in the whole series. And I was actually very put off by it because I'm just like, what is happening? Why do we have this big shift? And I want to say that I didn't really like love it because it just like took away some of the fantasy feel from the series. I don't want to spoil it, obviously, because we are quite far into it. But I wasn't that into this big shift, while I still want to see the story to its end and I want to like enjoy it. The series is done, but I do believe it's like 23 volumes. There's like 10 volumes left, there's like basically half left. And with the shift, I wish it happened more close to the end and been the last part of the story rather than like the middle. But we shall see how it evolves because this series is very ups and downs. There's some parts I love and then some parts I just cannot get behind. So I'm struggling. Then I read the next Witch because I was reading a lot yesterday and a lot of short things. And I finished off things that I've been in. So that's why I could like finish more graphic novels because obviously I'll read 3 full novels and then a comic or a manga. But which was next on the list? This is volume 8. Or it's part 3, A Crisis on Both Worlds, volume 2 because they're split into parts and then volumes, but it does really nicely say what's actually volume on the spine. We are doing stuff as witches. I love them. It's drama, it's funny art, it's very cute and fun. Honestly, I don't really know much more to say, but I like the characters, I like the world, I like the art. And I have 31 volumes of them, and I'm on volume 8, so I have a long ride to go and enjoy them until we get to the ending where nothing happens, because we didn't get the ending. Then, the last thing I finished for this vlog was actually Shadow Kiss, which was the 3rd Vampire Academy book, which I did mention I started. And then I have been reading about like 120-ish pages a day, because it was like 443. So for about 120, I will finish within 4 days. And I had such a ride with this. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the events as this is the 3rd book, but I knew that a certain event was going to happen. And that is like one of like the ground points throughout the whole series. I was just waiting for it. I was super nervous. I played down. I loved it so much. And like my heart, I love the series so much. There's drama, and there was this like one certain storyline in this that I just like didn't enjoy that much, because like it felt pointless, even though yes, it had a point, but it still felt a bit pointless. But overall, I did love it, and I did have a ride with it, and I love the characters, I love its interactions, and I love the people, etc. So we are on Thursday today. The live show is Saturday night. So I obviously do need to start, which I haven't started yet, Blood Promise, which is the 4th one, because we do discuss 2 books per live. This one is 493 pages. So it's only like about 50 pages longer than this one, but I'm sure I will be able to finish this, even though like I am, as I said, in the end of like my huge vlog on the side, or this is really the side, but if you just mumble together. I'm sure I will finish the books for that tomorrow, so I would have all Saturday to read this, and it also fits for the readathon that we're going to have in the weekend. So I'm not like worried about finishing it, but it's good to at least finish one before, which was a ride. I took some notes. There was a lot of fun things. I think the live show is going to be a blast, and I'm very, very excited to also read the next, because it's a ride. Okay, I was so worried, which I now said a few times, that I wasn't going to enjoy it upon reread, because obviously when you reread things 14 years later, it might not always be the best quality, but I'm just having the best time with this series. I think that the things I enjoyed done, obviously things are over the top and there's drama and it feels like a bit silly, etc. But it's still just such a fun story to follow. It's dramatic. It does some tropes very well, and I'm just having the blast with the series, which I'm so happy for myself. But yeah, so this, I might start this tonight. It depends a lot, because I do need to read another read that is expiring before, which is Hot Wax. I realized that is for this vlog. This one is expiring like very soon from Libby, so I should read that today. We shall see, and then I can start this. And then those are my like side reads to my main reads. But I will read Hot Wax before this, so I might spend Hot Wax, if I don't read the whole thing today, then I might need Hot Wax today and tomorrow, and then read it on Saturday. It's a whole thing, but I will obviously keep you updated. So that was all the reads for that, and then I'm going to the bookstore today, so I might film some of that to get one book when I'm going to deliver back another book. So yay, see you then. Hello. So got the mail. There is 3 packages, not the packages that I talked about earlier, because I got a message that they didn't fit in the mailbox and I didn't go and get them, which sometimes takes days. But I have 3 others. I don't know what they are, so let's go. This is probably a manga, maybe. Is it solo leveling? No, it's not. I got that already. I don't know. So why is it like glued together? I just want to open it. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Let's see. I'm struggling. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is, if I can get it out. It is You Found Oliver by Dustin Howe. This one is the spin-off, not sequel, to You Reach Sam, which is a beautiful and sad book where a girl loses her boyfriend, and then when she calls him, she can still talk to him. And then I don't know if this has the same concepts, but it is a companion to the series, and this cover is absolutely stunning, and I'm very excited. So I had to make sure that this matched my others by Dustin Howe. So it is the US edition, And it has some very pretty end papers. And I am excited to read it. This is apparently the one YA contemporary I can get behind because I did really enjoy Yuri's Sam. So hopefully I will enjoy this as much. So there is that. What can the next one be? Let's see. I think that this is actually Song of Achilles Deluxe Edition, which I just edited the last vlog and I thought I was getting that done and then I actually got Twilight instead. And I low-key regret buying it. But maybe when I see it in person, I will like it more. So let's go. Because it's kind of ugly. Here we go. Oh my god, okay, it's not that ugly in person as I thought it would be. Look, it's shiny. It's shiny. It is deluxe edition of this. So it has the bluish, but I just think that the red and the blue just don't go together well. But Song of Achilles is one of my absolute favorite books of all time. Actually, low-key want to reread it. I saw that they announced this edition and then I wanted it. But yeah, we have a map. And then we have more map. What is it in the naked? It's just very red. Now I'm gonna ask Erica if she thinks it's ugly. It's not ugly. But like, look at the edges. It doesn't match the vibe. Is it the prettiest edition you've ever seen? No. So this is my third edition of this. Fourth. It's my fourth edition of this. And I don't even know like if I needed it, but my brain was not really like on when I ordered it. But here we are. Okay, it's not the worst. I will keep it for now. And then we have this last one. I do believe that this is Chainsaw Man Volume 19. So let's see if I'm correct. Look at me. It is Chainsaw Man Volume 19, which is the next one I need to read. The newest one released. It was released either late September or now like very early October. I'm very excited to continue. And the Chainsaw Man movie is coming out very soon. So that is exciting. And that was today 3 packages. So far I haven't read anything today. That is next on the agenda. But I'm also soon going to the city in like 45 minutes. So we shall see what happens. Ja, selvfølgelig gjør jeg det. Jeg må jo det. Du kan det hvis du vil. Du skal lese denne. You should read it.
Okay.
Now. And this.
Den har jeg hørt om.
Okay, so I finished a couple of books for this vlog. First, I finished I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This one was a better read in Patreon, and I struggle with this. Honestly, I liked the first like 2-3 chapters. We read like 1 chapter a day, and it follows, I did mention this, but it follows like him writing about having been a slasher, and then we look back like 70 years before. And I expected certain things to play out, but then it just turned really, really weird. I didn't actually like 100% get what was happening, because like I don't know completely what happened, but it was really weird. And I get that it was trying to play on like slasher tropes, and I love slashers. Hello, Michael Myers, Ghostface, etc. But I just couldn't get behind this book. I just didn't like enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the writing. It was very confusing. It became really, really weird. I was really like trying to think really hard, but then I felt a part of me gave a bit up when like it just didn't feel like answers were coming at all. So I didn't end up really enjoying it. But it was a library loan, and I read another Stephen Graham Jones, but now I don't know if I will pick up more. I always wanted to read all of his reads, but now I've read 2 and I didn't enjoy either of them a lot. So there's that. But I ended up giving this like a 2.5, rounding it down to 2 on Goodreads. And like I just feel like I missed something, but I was really, really trying to read it like to understand it, but I was struggling. Sorry, there's a cat walking around and I don't understand. Like, look at her. She wants attention. So I need to give her some. And now I'm cuddling with a cat. Next up, I read Hot Wax by Amel Rio. This was a library loan that was expiring very soon, so I was just like, I need to read it now. And then I guess it was a long waitlist on it, so I just read it today. Even though I should definitely be reading for my other vlog, but here we are. This one is the newest one by the author of Violence, which is one of my favorite books. She also wrote Graveyard Book last year, was it? Which I did enjoy the writing and atmosphere of a lot, but it was very short and ended abruptly, so I ended up not loving it because of this. And this one, I was trying really, really hard to get into it, and I ended up not really enjoying it, which is very disappointing because I love If We Were Villains. But we do have different POVs, some told in the past and then in the future, or I guess present day, where there was this kid that grew up in a turbulent household. She was a daughter of this dude that played in a band. And then it's about her like first growing up and like him wanting to make it. And then in the future, she's kind of left her husband and is on this journey. And then also like it does connect with his band, etc. I think the writing was just very confusing. I really struggle sometimes to remember if we were in the past or present. Maybe, for example, if I listened to audio, it would have been easier because we also just have like a husband POV as well. And I kept like being confused a bit of who was who. And maybe that seems like I'm just reading badly, apparently. But I honestly think it wasn't me, because I was really, really trying hard to be like very much like, okay, that is her mother, that is her father, he's there, plays in the band, etc. But it just took me such a long time to get what was going on. And I just think that for me, the writing just didn't work at all. And I don't think the story was that interesting either. I still don't understand after finishing it what it was like actually about, what was the point of the story. I haven't actually read like the actual synopsis because I just went into this without reading it because, again, I love If We Were Villains and I just want to read another book by the author. The atmosphere and the writing just didn't work for me, and I didn't really care for the characters. And I guess it reminded me like slightly of Daisy Jones and the Sixth, and I don't enjoy that book at all. So like that didn't really work for me either. But like at least like that one I understood better because it was written in a more approachable way. But for me, this didn't work at all. So I ended up also giving this 2.5, rounding it down to 2 out of 5 stars. I could then read Manga, which I then read Comic and Communicate Volume 23. There's a lot of comic in general coming up because that is like my main things. When I catch up on the series, for example, if I read a newest volume, there's no out, I put on a comic on the list because I cannot put on the next volume, which is why sometimes there's a lot of them in a row. But Comic and Communicate follows a girl with a communication disorder, and then she wants to make 100 friends. This one, we finally closed kind of off a storyline that was going on for like 100 billion volumes. And it has not been my favorite storyline, but we finally got somewhere after dragging it on and on and on and on. And I genuinely really, really like this series. I think it's very cute about friendship and about just these cute characters that I actually care for. So I'm just very glad that we can move on a bit and we're done with the storyline. and it was a very sweet volume. So I am excited to read, obviously, more, which at this point, when I've been reading so much this week, I've been literally reading like 1 or 2 manga/graphic novels a day, which is a lot, because usually maybe it's like at least a break day in between. But obviously I'm having a blast every time I have that booster, and a much easier digestible read, and something that I actually enjoy more, because I know I enjoy Call Me after reading 23 volumes of it compared to a completely new book that I have high hopes for. Now I am soon going to bed, but I will read a bit in the next book, even though I know I won't be able to finish it, but that's not for this vlog. But now when we had 3 books for this vlog in this one day, and then we soon have a readathon, and I do need to read Vampire Academy. Well, I don't know if I will start it tomorrow, because I do believe I will for sure finish it on Saturday before the live show anyway. But you should see me later. And oh my god, I totally forgot that today I went to the city, because obviously I brought you with me, and I did get books, and I forgot that I was going to show you. Oh my god. Look at me, I feel like I'm half asleep already. So, the book that I initially went there for is this one, What is Happening, which is Drepene Sensommerdager, which is like, what is that even in English? Killing Late Summer Days, maybe? By Keigo Higashino. This one is a translated Japanese book, but translated to Norwegian, not English. And it's translated by my Japanese professor, who started his own publishing company. And then I bought it first without like high hopes, because I don't know why I didn't think it was going to be good, but I loved that and gave it 5. And then he translated another one by the author, which I also loved, which I read last year. And then now the 3rd one was translated, and then I saw it was out, and obviously really, really wanted it. So I did get it, and then hopefully I actually think I might read it this weekend, because it fits for the theme for the readathon. So it's not that far off, and I hope it is as good as the others. But the plot twists in those has just been immaculate, and I'm ready to have my mind blown again, and I really hope it lives up to like my expectations. I wouldn't be buying all of them just because it is my Japanese professor translating them if I wasn't actually enjoying them that much. And honestly, like, just having that much help makes me happy, even though I do like to read more translated to English, but I couldn't read it in Japanese anyways, and like it doesn't really matter. The other book I got, because there's a sale in the bookstore right now, and last week there was a sale in another bookstore, but since I bought books last week for that other sale, I don't really have that money to buy for this sale that is happening this week, because it's like secret until they come, and then this week is a sale. But I did go to the store to look for books in case they had, like, for example, some of my next mangas. They didn't. But I did find The Lamb by Lucy Rose. And this one I already read, but I was waiting for it to come in this height before I could buy it, because I enjoyed it so much. I almost gave it a 5, but it didn't end up being a complete 5. And I didn't know it was out at this height, so clearly I am not keeping up well, but it is out and I have it. And I actually didn't pay for this because it doesn't count in the sale when it is a 2025 release. It's a whole thing. But they do have like this clip card, so every 6th book you buy that is paperback, you get for free. And this was my 6th book, so I didn't pay a single knock for it. I got it for free, and that counts for 2025 releases. It's a whole thing. So I got this free today, so I didn't spend any money. I'm happy, and I have it now in collection. Very happy about that too. So that was 2 books I got today, and I don't have more than that, but I am going to bed soon, and then you shall see me hopefully tomorrow. Yay. Oh, hello. So, books are falling. I am doing loads of book things today. I also have Readathon today, which is our horror, scary, spooky, whatever you want to call it, readathon in Patreon. That is the theme, and I am first reading Vampire Academy, and then I am going to read, if I can show you, all my books are just falling everywhere. I am reading, oh, they are in the right order, that was amazing. Rose and Blood, which is a vampire manga series. This is 5 volumes. In theory, the ideal thing would be reading 5 books and then read a manga, but my goal is 4 books, so I might start off with a manga, then book, so then it will be 4 in the end. I am not 100% sure what to do yet, but my first read would be reading Vampire Academy, and I actually don't know where it is right now, because obviously the live show is in a couple of hours, like 11 hours. 11 hours? Yes. So, but I am fully sure that I will be able to finish it. I will just try not to go overboard, because there is a lot I want to film as well. But I will try to film like 1 or 2 things, and then I will have peace in my soul. That is the plan. Yesterday I did finish one manga, which is Fine Witch, which just fits really well for the month as well. But this is just following Makoto, who is a witch, and then she lives with the family like a bit in the countryside, and she does witch stuff, and witch stuff is happening. Here some Norwegian witches shows up, which I thought was very fun. But overall, it is a very fun, cute series that like one volume comes a year, and now it's time for it now. So I did have a good time with that yesterday. And then I finally got my boxes. So there's two of them. Two work and binding boxes in one go. One of them, oh my god, everything is falling, is the monthly subscription. Monthly subscription. I can't even open it. They were delivered wrong and I used 100 years to get back to me. So let's see if we can do this. There we go. So I am excited for the readathon. I also took up all the books that I'm gonna haul upstairs. So that is things that are happening over the next few days, which is exciting. This is a lot. I forget every time. They do a bit overboard, I think. Here is the actual book. I don't actually know which one this was. It's either one special edition I bought, or it is the monthly subscription. It's just the first one. Let's see. Oh my god. Why do they make everything so hard? Oh, okay, it is the monthly subscription first, which I already read actually. And it is Witcher, Crossroad of Ravens by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the newest that is released, which is like a prequel which follows Geralt when he's young. I actually read this in the last reading vlog I had, but I hadn't got my copy yet. So here it is. Now, it's a dark cover, but I do really enjoy the design. However, I have everyone else in like the new hardcovers that they released, and now this doesn't match. And I'm like really broken binding due to the rest of the series matching, which is super annoying because I don't want to buy another set of it when like I was finally happy. I'm actually really happy with my hardcover set, but then I just have this. It doesn't match any of the others. I don't know what to do. It all depends. But yeah, ooh, look, I got like a sticker, a little sticker. I will take that there. So we have nice art. Ooh, more nice art. And then naked, it's like black. And there's a wolf. Like, it's not an ugly book at all. But again, the whole like matching the whole set, it's a bit annoying. Because like I do have the whole set. It's a series I really enjoyed. While I didn't love this one. And this one also had a really short audio. Why it says that the book is 400 pages. It is almost 400 pages. And there is text on every page. Oh, there's a lot of blank pages in here. But I just didn't get how the audio can be so short. And then the audio for Among Burning Flowers was longer, but like half the page. But it's because we have like this. And then the chapter like headings are its own page. So that adds a lot of pages, I think. I just had to observe how the audio could be so long with so many pages. I like the design a lot. I will have this sub for a little while, even though I'm trying to get out of sub hell, but we shall see. Whoosh! That was a sound. Happy to have this, but yeah, it doesn't actually add to my TBR, which is the clue here to survive. So then, I have my second one. This also doesn't add to my TBR, so we are happy. I am allowed to buy books as long as it doesn't add to my TBR. Joking. Let's see. Is this going to be wrapped in as well? Of course it is. This is just a special edition that they had, and I had to get it for reasons. Let's see. 400 business days later, we are done. Oh my god. It's so small! It is a small book. And it was very expensive. So afterwards I was a bit like, what did I just do? But here it is. Let's see. I'm not even showing you. I'm just like stressing opening this. And now you can see a bit of the book. And here it is. It is How to Defeat a Demon King in 10 Easy Steps by Andrew Rowe. This one was a book that was indie released and now it's getting traditionally published. It actually has a new cover in the traditionally published, but I actually like this one a lot. So Book and Binding did their own edition. It's a book that I listened on audio now a couple of years ago and I loved it. I loved it so much. I give it 5 stars. And then I was going to buy like the indie version, which is now obviously too late because then the indie version goes out of print. But then I just didn't, because like sometimes I don't prioritize the books that like I read to buy, even though like obviously I'm becoming much better at that right now. But then I saw this special edition and I was just like, oh my god, special edition of my fave. It does have spoiler letters, but since it is very short, it's like not that easy to see. But it's like level up game-like story where like we literally level up to defeat the Demon King. It reminded me a lot at the time of like Konosuba and like, I guess like solo leveling, etc. Absolutely adored it. Look at it, it's so gamey. I love it. Is so worth it. Sometimes if you wait like a billion years after reading a book, they might produce a special edition that you will fall in love with, and then you don't have any regrets of not buying it sooner. Look at that. It is gorgeous. And I just again saw it and I was so excited. And then I just like bought it without hesitating. But yeah, the like normal edition that is out is also very pretty, and I would very much recommend it. It's a short, super fun fantasy read, especially if you like gaming, but also just like a super fun read. I honestly enjoyed it a lot. I'm so happy to finally have a copy. So there's that. And that was the 200 boxings. Now I gotta move more books upstairs. I gotta shower. And then you should see me later when I actually read things for my readathon. The sprint started in 1 hour. Oh my god, I don't have that much time. Bye. Hello. So yesterday I did read things for my readathon, but it went really slowly. So it didn't actually go that well. For a readathon, it didn't go well for me. But we did have a live show and it was a really cozy and good time. But I did yesterday finish Blood Promise, which is the 4th Vampire Academy book, because we talk about 2 at a time for live shows. And I used like all day on this. Obviously, I had like first sprint where I filmed some, and then I used just generally, I don't know why, but a really long time on it, because it's like, it was a really slow read. But normally, I feel like it was really dark. We do like this, it's better. Normally, I feel like, obviously, I'm a fast reader and I read really fast, but like, I don't know why, but I read it slower than a lot of other reads, because I'm like really trying to like take everything in to discuss in a live show, etc. Not miss anything. And I do think they are really fun, but I was like, oh my god, I used ages on this. But again, it was a good ride, even though I feel like it was very slow. It's like 47% in. I'm like, oh my god, not a lot happened. But it was still like a super fun ride, and I'm super excited to read the last 2, which will be for December for our last live show for this series, and then we will start Bloodlines. This doesn't match the others, and I had them for many years, but I am very excited to get to them. But yeah, strong 4 stars for both of them, because I'm having a blast, but I don't know why I'm reading it so slowly. I'm as shocked as you. So I used like all evening on that, but before I did start Rose and Blood, so I read volume 1, and then I also read volume 2 after I finished Blood Promise. So confused of the title sometimes, which is a vampire manga. I'm supposed to finish the whole series this weekend, so we shall see. But it is following this girl named Stella who wakes up in this mansion and is taken in there, and she is like hired as a maid there. But really, there is like 4 vampires living there, and they all thirst for her, and it's very like it has a bit of dubious consent, which I feel like is typical for some manga. You need to turn off your brain a bit for when reading it, and it is a bit like it's sexy without being sexy, and they all like thirsty for her, not telling her the truth, and she's just like, it seems like she likes it almost. So that is a thing, and I'm just like, they're all having a blast. It's almost like they all want her, and I wish they could all just share and have like a reverse harm situation instead of like fighting for her. But we should see how it develops. I am like, it is fun because like Vampire Academy is like trashy fun, and this is also in a way very trashy fun. But I only read the 2, and I'm gonna read the last 3 hopefully today. I did start my next read, but I did not manage to finish it in time for reasons like there was problems with the lie. There was lots of things happening. So like obviously today I hope I get to lock in more. But I started Make Me a Monster by Kaylin Bayron. This is from the author of Cinderella's Dead and other reads. I have actually all of her books. I just decided not to buy this one because I feel like it can be a bit up and down with which one I enjoyed. There is one series by the author that I didn't enjoy that much, and then there is other books by the author that I very much enjoyed. It is a bit confusing. So I decided to just borrow this instead of like buying it at once. But I read 70 pages and I'm very much enjoying it so far. It is apparently also a Frankenstein retelling. We have like this family that have a, I cannot say the word, monetary, I cannot say it, but like the place where like they arrange the funerals, etc. And I just watched or rewatched Hill House again. So surely one of the main siblings in that do have the same. So like visualized they live in Shirley's house in Hill House and where things are happening, etc. And since it is a Frankenstein retelling and they own a place where they literally have dead bodies, I'm interested to see how it will play out. But my old plan was to finish that yesterday because it was 2 books a day, right? And then I was going to read another Rose and Blood. Obviously I didn't get to do that. So now I need to be able somehow to read 3 books today to complete my goal. But my goal is at least to finish Make Me a Monster, then 1 more read, and then like I will see what the time is. I might have to just like read the rest of Rose and Blood then if I like can't get in another read to read Rose and Blood in the end. We shall see. But it was a bit of a bad reading day, I feel like, even though I did read a lot. I locked in for Vampire Academy, but it took me such a long time, and then there was like other things that took my time as well. But that was my update for the readathon, and now I'm gonna go and try to film that on haul. I've been talking for 100 years. I need to just waiting for daylight, but it's very like shadowy outside, so if daylight doesn't come properly, I might wait until tomorrow. I need to actually check the weather for tomorrow, because sometimes it can be grey all day and then it's sad like it is right now. See you later. I'm about to film my own haul and I just wanted to give you like a tease of how many books it actually is. It's all of these and all of these. That doesn't look like that much, but it's a lot. I have uploads for you some standing in an unflattering angle in my bedroom because yesterday was the readathon and we already like almost completed Monday. But I did finish some stuff. I did end up finishing my Norwegian crime book. This is translated from Japanese to Norwegian and it's Late Summer or Killing Late Summer Days. And it is about this small town in Japan. We're not like in a big city. And that happens that they eventually do find out this murder and we have this investigation into this family. I thought that it was very interesting. I read 2 other books by Keigo Higashino, which was also translated into Norwegian, and I enjoyed them both a lot. The first one was the best, and like I think it had the best plot twist, and I was like gasping, and it was so good. And the second one was also really, really, really good with a really, really good twist. I don't think that this one had like the same appeal in twist as the 2 others, but I still think that it was a blast. And I was very, very intrigued and very into this family. It was quite a bit longer, and I feel like while it was long, it was like worth the ride. And I used like all yesterday reading this. I forgot to say the book I finished before this because I literally forgot that I finished it before because like I used all day on this. So the other one before was like behind there again. So that happens when you read a lot of books at once. But my point is that I really, really enjoy this author. I'm very, very excited to read more about this author whenever more is translated. If my old Japanese professor decides to translate more, I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm giving it a strong 4. Now, I did finish Make Me a Monster by Kalian Bayron, which was the one I finished before, which was a Frankenstein retelling. We have a girl who, again, is like in a funeral, almost a funeral home with her family, and then like weird things is going on there. I really, really enjoyed it. It really plays more into Frankenstein than you think after a while, and I really liked the atmosphere. It was creepy and weird, and I really like her family relationship because often we don't, have the best present family relationships in like YA, and this one was very present. And I think that I even liked her with her boyfriend. I think that it had creepy parts, a good mystery part. I really overall liked it a lot. I did also enjoy You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, but I think that I enjoyed this one even more. Like the supernatural elements were amped up. I think the atmosphere here was better. And overall, I do think I will get myself a copy because obviously I don't own one now because I bought it. But like, I do like Helen Barron a lot, even though I haven't held her duology. I have liked her other books a lot. And again, I gave this, I have here on me, a strong 4-star. So I was on a good trajectory. And then I did finish the manga series, which is here. So I finished the next 3 in Rose and Blood, which direction are we in? Which was like almost like a reverse harem thing where this girl comes into a vampire house and is taken care of there. And then like she knows the vampires, but it's really weird. I think the lore was uneven. I think it was confusing like what the vampire stuff could actually do. There's literally a hair on my nose and it doesn't go away. And I do think like there's a lot of like sexual teasing, etc., which like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's some like dubious consent, which I would say like is almost like normalized in this kind of manga. I'm not saying that necessarily that is a good thing, but it's just more like you are mutated in a different way when it is in a manga, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it's just how it is in a way. I think it's very sexual without having any sex scenes. And I think like the whole like relationship with all of them was a bit confusing. It was a confusing story. But overall, I had a blast. Like, it doesn't make sense because the story isn't even, and the characters are not even, like, amazing, and the story's not even amazing. It's just, like, her being in this house, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to survive, basically. And still, I had a blast. Sorry, I was noticing my Lego falling apart behind you. So again, I'm not saying that this was incredible, best thing ever, but it's like, I could read with this and have a fun time with it. And it was just, like, it was funny and teasing, and yeah, but I'm not saying it's the greatest manga series of all time, you know? But I did finish it, all 5 of them. And then I did actually manage to finish when I went into bed because I did run off time in the sprints because I had to go to bed because work and stuff. I did manage to finish, where is it? A Steeping of Blood by Hafsa Faisal, which was another vampire book. This is the sequel to A Tempest of Tea, which is like a heist thing where we have like this crew and we have vampires, and it is set in the world of We Hunt the Flame, but we are in a different part of that world. And I personally didn't love the first book. I think like I wasn't really caring for any of the characters, and I didn't like the build-up of the story that much. So I did end up hauling that one. And then I wanted to check out the sequel still because I do enjoy the way the author writes. I just don't like, I guess, like the execution as much for me. And I ended up not really enjoying this. So like, I didn't really still care for the characters. I don't think like the developments in the world or like the plot was really interesting to me. I couldn't get that into it. And like, I had just read, you know, I had read Vampire Academy, Make Me a Monster, and then Sen Sommar Dagar. All of those in a row, strong 4 stars for all of them. And then I came to this and I gave it like a low, like 2.5, rounding it down to 2 on Goodreads. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it because personally it's not a series for me, and I'm fine with unholding the first one, and I did give it a chance, so there's that. Now, today I have not read a lot. I have barely sat down since I came home, but honestly, I've made food, we've been to the store, I needed to fix more books upstairs. It's a whole thing. But I have started to Green Angel Tower Siege, which is like the first of the 2 that makes book 3, because they split book 3 in 2 parts. So I need to finish this by Sunday when we have live show, which I don't think I really have a problem doing because it is a very fast read, even though it's a very long read. But yeah, I started this, but I'm not that far, but like 3 chapters today, and that's about it. And then I started some other books for another side vlog, but not like a 100-book vlog like the other side vlog, but like it's only like 5 books for a little side vlog I'm doing. I also did get books in the mail, which I didn't get to unbox. Like I already threw the box away because we have to go with the trash now, which like they take the paper tomorrow, so I just have to like open it rapidly before I could open the vlog. But it was 3 manga that was on sale. Well, it is 1 week ago today, I think, or like 1 week and 1 day. So I got 3 manga. I got Yawn of the Dawn Volume 8, which is the next, not next, but like it's the next main manga I'm gonna buy. So I already started to like buy ahead because I am catching up on Komi. And then I got To Your Eternity Volume 14, which is the next one I need to read. And I just read 13, so it's good to have. I think I read 13 in this vlog as well. And then I got Home Office Romance, which is by Kitetsu Yamada, which is the author of Sweat and Soap, which is, I think, my favorite romance manga. I love it so much. And this is literally, I think, like they are in the home office and I do think they follow each other. It is also a standalone, which is great. So I'm super, super excited to get to it. But yeah, that was the 3 manga I got in the mail. And then other than that, I don't have more. Now I'm going to go and read more in To Green Angel Tower and then hopefully something else. So finally I can relax, but then I have to go to bed in like 2.5 hours, so it's actually sad. Wow, that was a nice angle. But yeah, so see you later. Hello everyone, and it is time to end this vlog. We are on the 21st and I realized I'm not gonna finish any more books for this vlog, and then I thought we could finish this while there's still daylight and all that, even though there's still left of the day. I'm not gonna do anything new for this day for it to needing to last longer. So we are wrapping up all the reading. I do believe I mentioned in the beginning we were reading Jade City, and then you never saw me update about it again because we literally did no progress on it since I started this vlog because I had to prioritize my other vlogs. So every time I came home, like all last week, I read in my other reads the whole time, so no progress in Jade City, but I'm hoping to make some progress this week and finish it before the month is over. As I mentioned earlier, I did start to Green Island Tower Siege, and I'm like a bit like maybe like 250 pages into it and shall finish it to Sunday, but I don't really have any thoughts. Not a lot is happening. It's very like slow paced, etc. And then obviously you will see more updates from me reading this in the next vlog because that is where I will finish it. And yeah, I'm listening to audios, etc. and reading a bit, but all my current reads are for other side quest vlogs that are gonna like come out next year or like later this year, etc. So I don't really like need to feel like mention them in several vlogs when I have them in other vlogs, but it will obviously be in the wrap up. So now I need to gather everything I read for this. I did try to mark it better in my like wrap up list so that like we had a better overview because it was mostly manga in the beginning. Yes. Oh my god, so much manga. We started out with the first manga for this, which was Mashal, and we read Bungo Stray Dogs, and we read Night Eaters, which is my manga, but like still. And then we also read To Your Eternity, and we also read Witch. Then we did read some other reads. I finished Shadow Kiss within a week. I finished the Butter Read in Patreon, which was I Was a Teenage Slasher. And then I also read Hot Wax, which was a library loan. And then also read Come We Can Communicate. And then Flying Witch. And then we did have our readathon this weekend where I read 5 volumes of Frozen Blood. Then I also read Blood Promise. I also read Make Me a Monster. And then Repenesian som en dagar. And then also in the end we had A Steeping of Blood, which I think is everything for this vlog. How many books is that all together? Obviously I don't own them all physically, but that is a lot. Oh, and we also finished Markens Grøde, or like The Soil something by Knut Hamsun. I forgot that. If I'm counting this correctly, that is 20 books. And that is not all I read because most of these mangas are just like the side things to other things. But that is a lot. Honestly, that is a lot for one vlog. Especially one vlog that's 10 days. But I mean, a lot of it was manga, but still. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you in the next one where I will read the rest of my reads for October, which I do have a couple which will be in like my ongoing vlog and not my side vlogs, I think. So you should see me soon. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a tea cup down below if you enjoyed this, and you should see me soon. Bye!